Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another SandStorm Meetup. Today, I am joined by Insight, Joey, and Timpers from the team over at Chimpers. How you guys doing today?
Good, thanks. Excellent.
Yeah, doing
Thank you.
great, thanks.
Yeah,
The, the sun's shining in the UK,
that's
and
always a good sign.
but we're all complaining already.
Well, yeah,
Too hot.
appreciate you guys coming on. I usually like to start off with a little bit of an introduction, for each individual that, is on the show, kind of give, I guess, what your role on the Chimpers team is, and maybe, I guess, what got you into the NFT space.
Yeah, so I'm Timpers. I'm the pixel artist behind Chimpers. And yeah, I joined the NFT space in February 2021. And before that, I was doing graphic design in the gaming and esports industry, mainly on Twitter. And I started graphic design when I was 15 in 2015. And I did lots of like YouTube videos, tutorials, and streams helping people out. And I really like the community side of it as well, talking to people and helping them. And yeah, so that's sort of what I did before the NFT space. And yeah, early 2021, that's when I started to hear more about NFTs from friends in the gaming scene,
Mm-hmm.
tweeting out like, I've got foundation and super rare invites. Anyone else got some spare ones and stuff like that? So there was a lot going on at that period. It was really intriguing hearing
Yeah.
about this new sort of space. So I sort of dived into it and did lots of research. And yeah, I dropped my first NFT in late February 2021. And I didn't expect it to sell at all. I kind of just made an art piece as I usually do and listed it as an NFT, and it sold to someone called Loopify who's in the space, and that I didn't expect that, which was crazy. And yeah, I worked with a lot of different projects at the start of not February, sorry, 2021. I worked with lots of different people, which I'm super grateful for. And yeah, really, really great experiences, because before the NFT space, I never worked with like big people. I sort of did my commission work. So
Mm-hmm.
straight away, really awesome to, meet people and work alongside other people. So I worked with people like RTFKT, Artifacts on a
Yeah.
hoverboard design. I worked with Collective, um, we did some like artwork trading cards type things, and I met a lot of artists through that, such as like Xcopy, as well as like Pranksy and lots of amazing other artists. And
Yeah.
that sort of opened up and sort of elevated me. It kind of helped me get myself out there, which was really, I'm really grateful for that, because without working with these people at the beginning, it sort of wouldn't have allowed me to do what I'm doing now. So yeah, really great opportunities. I'm thankful. And then following that, I actually, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with nouns, but 4156 like messaged me and invite me to work on the nouns sort of mid 2021. And yeah, I worked on the art alongside 4156, of course, and Gremplin and eBoy and the rest of the amazing nouns team. So really cool experience. Again, um, sort of, I think the key in the space is to sort of work with people, and eventually you'll snowball, and
Yeah.
you should definitely collaborate with other artists and people. Definitely gets yourself seen and stuff like that. So for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, you
And
have
then
an impressive list of, like, projects and individuals that you've worked with. So that's awesome.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I still can't believe it myself. It's just unreal, because before the NFT space, doing commissions, it was quite me just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And now it's just, yeah, really amazing. 2021 was just an amazing year, and super thankful. And it allowed me to carry on doing what I love doing, which is the art, and um, eventually make the Boring Ape Chronicles, which is stories about the Bored Ape. And I started that by just tweeting out saying who wants to feature in an art piece, because I was a big supporter of the Bored Apes. I've been there since day one, you know, really
Mm-hmm.
big fan of the community, the vibes, and the way that they do things. It's just amazing. Yeah, the early days of Bored Ape Yacht Club was just incredible. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had to do an art piece, and I love to get the community involved and immerse them. So yeah, I asked who wants to feature in an art piece, and um, people like put their apes forward. So many people put their apes forward. It was just crazy. And yeah, made that art piece, and eventually because the love was so much, we decided to I decided to carry it on, and that's sort of where I got my brother Insight, my twin brother Insight, to help me carry on the Boring Ape Chronicles, and because he's a writer, and I thought it would be great for him to add some cool lore to it for sure. So yeah, that's sort of how it all led, and um, eventually got to the point where I started the Boring Ape Chronicles, and that is what led us to Chimpers in the end, the road to Chimpers, because I've always wanted to make my own character collection, and this provided the opportunity by telling this story and then leading on to the Chimpers.
Yeah.
So yeah, Insight sort of came in around that time, which was August 2021, I think. So yeah, I think it'd be good if he could like talk a bit about, you know, his backstory and how he got involved.
So this video we're seeing right now, this is what you made?
Um, I made the art pieces, so that background there is an art piece.
Yeah.
I think it's episode 4 of the Boring Ape Chronicles, and we managed to work with some person called Jardine Sage, and he's an amazing animator. He's from the UK, and I knew him from the NFT space. I met him because he did like his own one of ones as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, we've got to work together because he's just so talented. So he sort of stitched the episodes together in a really cool way and took us on that adventure. And we
Yeah.
dropped this as like a NFT, 100 editions. So yeah, that's yeah, really cool animation. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. It's amazing. My bad. Inside, I did not mean to jump in there. If you want to introduce yourself as
No, no,
what
no,
you
no.
do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm Timper's twin brother. Some people know, some people don't, but yeah, I was working in university at the same time as him when he was in the early days of the NFT space and was grinding away on his YouTube channel and building a platform on Twitter. And I was doing assignments and he was working on creating videos and art. So I was kind of getting like a glimpse into what he was doing. And over the coming months after, it became more and more apparent how crazy the community it was and the building that Timpers was doing at the time. So I was really intrigued, and it was just at the time that I graduated in English language, um, and I kind of didn't really know what direction to go in with my career. I was working in a restaurant at the time, and set up a Twitter profile and kind of just involved myself in the community that Oliver was in and what he was building. So
Yeah.
I thought, why not start writing and using my degree to kind of some practice, with no intentions in the future of kind of working or building further in the NFT space other than just learning about it and getting involved. And I started a Substack page, started writing articles about really cool people in the space, notable figures who are kind of influencing the communities and getting interviews with them and kind of writing about a little question and answers about how they got involved, a little bit like this, but in writing. And yeah, from there I kind of did some community building and networking to try and find out how I could get my writing on bigger platforms like Decrypt and Cointelegraph and 1:37 p.m. And luckily, I was able to do that and get some writing under my belt with those amazing crypto publications. And I was really enjoying it, and it was around that time when Timpers invited me to join him when he
Hmm.
began the Boring Ape Chronicles. Obviously, he'd been doing one art and working with collections like the nouns and artifacts and things like this. But it was in those early Board at Yacht Club days when the community was kind of spiraling in all directions, and Timpers put out a tweet and asked for the community to kind of drop their apes and see if they wanted to feature in an artwork, and it kind of blew up, and that's how the Boring Ape Chronicles series started. It was only ever meant to pay homage and, you know, one of the iconic Timpers artworks that would feature apes in, and it turned out into a full-blown adventure series, and that's kind of the reason why he invited me on board. So yeah, that's when I started doing the story building and the writing of the lore. I mean, I didn't have any experience in creative writing or anything like that, so just again, just kind of just throwing yourself in there and getting involved and just trying to build out the community. And yeah, just ever since then, just been involved in all kind of aspects of the community building and the project.
Awesome, awesome, and yeah, we will touch a little bit more on the lore later in the show because there is a lot. You know, if anyone wants to check it out, head over to the Chimpers website and be sure to read up on the different lores that are written there. But I do want to get to know Joey. Joey, if you'd like to introduce yourself. I think Joey's muted.
Come on, Joey. You're still muted. You got to click the microphone button.
Muted.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, about 20 odd years ago, I worked in supply chain regulatory compliance. And at the time, there was increasing regulations and red tape and certification and all sorts. And there were no support anywhere.
Mhm.
So I created a website, a community, a discussion forum, and that led over the years, 20 years, to webinars, training courses, conferences, publications, and so I built that over 20 years, and obviously from that founding a business, wide ranging skills in doing that and running a business. And it was, it was from nothing. It didn't exist. And it's still the world's largest to date now. But yeah, and how I got into NFT, sort of part of that regulatory compliance, blockchain started to come in a couple of years ago with like authenticity of foods and things like wines and things like that. And it started to become a discussion. So, I read a lot about it and ended up reading about NFTs and Renaissance of digital art and etc. And just got into it, ended up in the space. And probably nobody listening to this remembers it, but I started something called the punk charts back in the day. And so every week I'd compile a top 10 of punk owners who were building in the space based on my arbitrary subjective decision, and did a top 10, and it created quite a buzz. People were involved. Beanie Art Chick and 4156 and Richard and Seed Phrase and everybody, literally Keyboard Monkey. And there was a lot of competition. It was good fun for a bit. And then I started the Bored Ape charts as well.
Yeah.
So I did that for a bit, but then hooked up with Timpers, and basically my role is bringing my business experience to the project, strategy and all that elements. So that's it really. So here we are.
Awesome. Awesome. You guys all seem to give a lot of like deep seated history within the Web3 space already. So that's really cool to hear. Talking more, I guess, about the project, it is 5,555 chimpers. Was there any like specific reason as to why you chose that number?
I guess. Well, we'd always been small. From the Boring Ape Chronicles, the 6-part artwork series was 100 editions.
Yeah.
So it was extremely exclusive. And after a few months building that, we launched an ebook, 60-page ebook, which we kind of took the risk of creating that into 3,000 editions, you know, is a huge step for us. And you know, we was extremely blown away when it minted out in 30 minutes, and you know, we just didn't expect the kind of the community support. You know, we'd been building on a small scale for so long, and to have the community react and respond in such a way, we didn't expect it. And I guess that kind of influenced our generative launch collection. So we knew we didn't want to do a 10,000. We wanted to do something different, and we felt like 5,555 would work well with the kind of community we'd built already, with a 3,000 edition ebook and the other assets that we had. So we kind of wanted it to stay small so that we could manage it well, and you know, really delve deep into the community building aspects and involve ourselves, which is probably possible in hindsight. Looking back, we could have done larger, probably, like we said, 10,000, but at the time we felt that it would have been right to keep it small and stick to the roots of what we'd been building up to that point.
Yeah.
Just to rewind one little bit, so T-Bark, the quest for the Diamond Fleece, so that started in July 2021, and it was a 6-piece artwork, you know, taking you through this adventure for the Diamond Fleece. And so there was artwork, lore, there was an ebook, the animated production that brings it all together that you saw there. But there was the actually each owner that owned all 6 artworks, the 100 owners, got a Diamond Fleece NFT that they could then burn for a Genesis Chimpers, and that's how we segued into the story itself. They collected the Diamond Fleece, they could burn it for a Genesis, and handmade one of ones that Chimpers made. And so with all those assets from T-Back Series 1, plus the ebook 3,000, we'd calculated, we already knew that the allow list would be for the ebook as well. And with rewarding owners of the full set, the Genesis, etc., it just worked out nicely to that amount, 5,555, with a small public sale as well. And in a way, it's good that, because it gives us opportunities in the future to expand, and it's quite tight still now, you know. So, yeah.
I was gonna say, because you guys have, you know, had massive success with the collection. Are there any plans of expanding it, doing, I guess, a second drop, or, you know, I guess making it more available to people that maybe can't get in at like, what is it, like a 1.5 Ethereum floor right now?
Yeah, our ethos is much to the annoyance, or so they love it really, our community. Mystery, surprise and reward is our sort of ethos, and so we don't have a stated roadmap. We just like to under promise, over deliver, and just basically take people on an adventure. And we always say mystery, surprise and reward. And you know, it's funny, like the ebook itself was an allow list, but as soon as that allow list is given, and it's like, well, what's the ebook going to do now? Well, it's an ebook, you can read it. But so we always look to reward existing holders, and we want to expand in the future when it's prudent to do so, especially in the current market. But at the moment, no, there's nothing stated. It's all mystery, surprise.
It's been like that since day one, because with the Boring Ape Chronicles episode 1, it was called the Quest for the Diamond Fleece, but I don't think many people knew that in the end they'd get an actual Diamond Fleece NFT. So it's quite like, wow, we like to kind of like delight people and surprise them, and it's been like that all the way through, really. Even when it comes to stuff like minting things, we like to gamify it, and to mint, to burn the Diamond Fleece for one of the 100 Genesis Chimpers, it was actually on a website, and the background was episode 4 of the Boring Ape Chronicles in some cave. So we sort of bring the lore into everything and make it part of the story, so people feel really involved. And I think it's really cool as well with the dojo, which is something we've got going on right now, where it's the Chimpers Hub. And sort of this is where everything goes down. It's where you stake your chimpers, and if you stake your chimpers, and you get access to the adventure ahead, and that includes battling and lots of other things. We've just dropped an arcade game in there where people can go in and play a really cool Chimpers Space Invader style game, which is really cool. So we really like to gamify things, and it plays a good part into the story, the dojo. So
one of the first things that we did, sort of a week, it was just literally, it might not have even been a week after we launched Chimpers, we launched our own marketplace based on Reservoir open source. And it's things like that, just dropping things, because we were talking on Rug Radio before about in the space at the moment, especially, attention is everything. And you get, let's say the space is grey now, black and white, colourless, but you see chinks of light or fireworks going off and people chase here and chase there. And it's so important to maintain that attention. And what we try and always do with these two, especially amazing community, they're involved with the community, we try to add colour throughout. So we've got the dojo and we're building in the background the battling part, but in between we drop an arcade game, and there's a competition for that. So you've got that mystery and surprise and keeping people engaged is not to be underestimated. And then when we do drop the things that are part of the roadmap, then they're potentially boom things. So yeah, but we love it, and it's just it's great fun, and the community are just absolutely incredible.
The arcade machine as well. We didn't tell anyone about it. We sort of just dropped it in there, so you can go into the dojo and you can look at different rooms. And we just sort of dropped the arcade machine in the battle room, and someone discovered it out of nowhere, and started spreading the news to people on Discord and stuff like that. So it's really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, because a lot of projects go with they overpromise, and then when you overpromise and you don't deliver, you're gonna have an upset community. But you just randomly drop an arcade, they're like, dude, these guys are putting arcades in here, they're not even telling us. Like, they're just randomly dropping it. So I love that you guys are doing that. Your guys' website is amazing, by the way. I was checking it out. I love the website. And I did want to talk about your guys' marketplace. Now, are there any, I guess, fees on there if chimpers are bought and sold on your guys' marketplace?
There's no platform fee. So basically, OpenSea's 2.5, so it's 0.
Yeah.
But our secondary is 5.5, so you still pay that. I mean, we're looking to perhaps add trade into it, because obviously a large proportion now is traded, off platforms, and so we'd like to do that, perhaps for a small fee or something, because you safely trade. It was great to drop that. And again, it's got music. I don't know if you can. It's got music, and it's a work of art in itself. So, so we like to surprise.
I guess the cool thing with the marketplace as well is it's not just the local Chimpers listings, it's also OpenSea, Luxra, and X2Y2. So it's just all in one place. So, it's like Joey was saying, like a kind of immersive experience with the music. So I mean, it's just a nice to have. So
so it was almost like Genie or Gym, like, because you can go on there, you can sweep, and you can see all the different listings, which I do think more and more blue chip NFT projects need to have like an area where, like, the amount of people I see get scammed for their Bored Apes is ridiculous, because they click the wrong link because they're trying to trade off the chain, and they're not doing it through OpenSea because they don't want to pay the fees, and they end up clicking a wrong link. And I was like, dude, if Bored Ape just had like something on their website where maybe it was like a 1 or 2% fee, more people would probably be willing to do that, and it would be a safer place for people to trade. So I do like you guys are doing that marketplace. The leaderboard definitely caught my eye as well. You guys show you know, who's out there, big pockets with the most chimpers. Do you guys ever plan on, I guess, rewarding leaderboard, like top leaderboard members?
Well, throughout the roadmap, you know, if you've got chimpers in your state, you've more chance of being rewarded. Just the odds of that. But yeah, it was just again just a bit of interest. We've got a leaderboard for the game that we've got at the moment, and with the staking, we use XP. So basically, at the moment, everybody's in training. So the dojo is 3 phases: training, battling, adventuring. So at the moment, you're just earning like passively XP per day. But once we get into the battling, where it's a lot more variable on the XP winning, etc., we're going to create leaderboards, and yeah, and then that's an opportunity to reward. And then obviously the adventuring is the next phase, where you'll go through this game experience. And what we wanted to do as well with the whole dojo experience is make it not hard work. Literally, you can put your chimpers in there and just leave them. You don't have to do anything. It's not hard work, because people don't have the time and attention to do that. But you're not missing out. But yeah, so yeah, this is the dojo, and staking is the hub, like Timper said, and the springboard for all mystery, surprise, and reward as we go through T-Back Series 2, which is an artwork and adventure lore story about the chimpers.
And do you guys know how many chimpers are currently staked?
Almost 4,000.
Yeah.
Awesome. And yeah, it's interesting that you guys are doing, because most of these NFTs you stake, they're earning some token, you know, utility token for their project. But you guys are doing it where, you know, they earn XP, and you know, you can get, I think I was reading, different bandanas. Like you start out as like a white bandana, kind of almost like karate with your belt. I guess, what is the max XP that a chimper like can earn in its lifetime, and I guess what's the highest bandana it can get?
I think it's diamond, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, diamond.
I think it's 12 levels, and diamond's the highest. And somebody who was like a chimpers holder of a standard generative one, like, it's going to take me 30 years. You know, but this is just like the initial, you know, there's lots more ways to earn and win XP as we go through. But yeah, so that's the way to, you earn XP and you level up your bandana. And again, we can basically, this dojo is a place that we can build and go in any direction we want to. You know, we can add rooms and rooms and rooms, and do whatever we want, basically.
Yeah, because like you're mentioning, phase 2 is battling, so you'll be able to earn XP through battling. Now, is it going to be more of like you just, like, there's not really much of like selecting moves, as rather you just put your chimps in there, and then whichever one, like,
yeah,
I guess it's like simulated, whichever one wins?
Yeah, it would be something like that. Yes, we want to make it as like hands off as possible, because we know in the NFT space there's so much going on.
Yeah.
But we think that this will be cool, because you know, you're seeing your chimp battle the NFT your own, but yeah, you don't have to do much, and we like to like make people really involved and keep up to date with things. So you've got to, as founders, you've got to kind of be part of the community in Discord, talk to them, and stay involved. And that's one part of this. Yeah, we think this is probably the best approach. I think anyone would really like this.
One thing about it is, you know, like you'll have daily battles, so you'll know in advance who you're battling against. And just, I can see now with the characters that we've got in Discord and on Twitter, you know, I'm up against X, and the banter that'll generate, and it'll be just great fun, you know, without having to work hard, like we say. And you know, staking can literally be a black screen, and just, you literally press a button, stake, pay gas, and there it goes. But as Timpers and Insight have said, we like to make it the whole experience and adventure, whether it's minting, you know, burning something for something, staking. It's a work of art, and it's an experience. And Yeah, that's our sort of raison d'etre really, and our forte.
Yeah. And when can we expect battling and adventuring to be released?
It's we're going back to the surprise mystery and reward. We can't we never like say exactly a date until the time that it is about to happen. Sometimes we don't even say, we just drop it like the arcade machine.
What we
Yeah.
did, to be fair, we did say in the Medium article, we gave battling would be August/September. So we're working on that at the moment, and we said the adventuring will be September/October. So we can expect battling in the next few weeks, and then adventuring a few weeks after that. But in between time, who knows what can happen?
Yeah. Could be another arcade game, and I guess you mentioned there was a prize for the leaderboard in the arcade, right?
Yeah, so we're hosting. We're hosting a 48-hour contest right now. Just a bit of fun, where people will be able to play the game, and if you come first, then you'll end up winning a Chimpers. Second, I think 0.75, and third 0.5. Just a cool reward for our community. And yeah, if you don't come top 3, then it's still fun. Like, I've been playing it myself. It's really fun.
Do you have to own a chimper to participate?
Yeah, but we're having after this is competition finished, we're opening a public one on the website just to give everybody opportunity to have a go of it, and so that should be fun. But yeah, when it was released a couple of days ago, obviously people were hitting the space bar and breaking the computers or the fingers, and people quickly wrote macros to get like 1 billion shots a second or whatever. And so
we dropped it, and we did know that there would be, because beforehand we knew that like there would be ways for people to cheat it, but we never announced the contest until we sorted it. We just wanted to give people a chance to play the game and just find ways to mess about. And yeah, some people just was shooting 1 million times a second and just getting to round 50.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could look at the leaderboards and probably see if someone was cheating, because if they just had like a crazy like outlier score.
I think someone got 200,000 points and the rest was getting like 30,000 or something.
Yeah, I would need to see a recording. If that was legit, I'd need to see some gameplay recording. I did say we were going to come back to the lore, insights, lore that he has written on the site. There are a bunch of different chimpers that have their own individual story. I guess, tell me about, some of your favorite ones, and I guess why you chose these chimpers to write stories about.
Yeah, so I mean, it started with the Boring Ape Chronicles. That's when the lore kind of began, and obviously Timper's artwork with episode 1 of the Boring Ape Chronicles had been released, and I got involved and kind of thought to myself, let's try and just write something. And I put it to the guys, and they all thought, yeah, that it's something that needs to happen, and create a story around it all and bring it to life a bit more. So yeah, I mean, I'd never wrote creative writing before, and I was kind of writing like academic stuff in university, so it was kind of like an experiment for me and just practicing. And I just got really stuck into it, and over like weeks and months, just artwork 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did the lore for those, and yeah, that's when we released the ebook later on. But yeah, following that, like you've brought up there, the Chimpers, those were actually created by Moon Vibe. So one of our moderators is very, very much involved with the story. So when I was doing the series 1 lore, he would always be in Twitter and Discord kind of messaging me, what does this mean? Like, how do these things tie together? And getting really involved in like the lore that I was writing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a natural thing when Chimpers launched. I'd need more help doing it. So Moon Vibe joined us on board the contract with us, and he's writing the law with me. I'm kind of coordinating with him, and he's doing a lot of the writing because he's just, I don't know if you've read these little backstories, the snippets that kind of link to what's going to be coming with the Series 2 law. But it's absolutely brilliant. I wrote a couple of them, and he wrote a couple, and yeah, they're really cool. It's just bringing the characters to life. And
Yeah.
you know, we had a lot of inspiration from growing up. Myself and Timpers played a lot of games like Skyrim, watched a lot of Lord of the Rings,
Hmm.
all different things like that. A lot of fantasy, a lot of adventure. So yeah, just kind of reworking those types of inspiration. And you know, Moon Vibe probably comes from the same background of inspiration as us, because you know, it just perfectly connected with me when I was writing Series 1. And yeah, just really bringing it all together. I mean, it's really easy when Timpers does the art because it kind of tells a story in itself. You don't really need to think much about it. You can kind of see what's going on. And yeah, had a lot of fun. But Moon Vibes playing a lot of the strings in the background on the writing, and he's fantastic. So yeah, gotta give credit to him and shout out.
Awesome. Awesome. Definitely should head over. Well, the link is in chat. Sandstorm Meetup, put it in there. Go to check out all the different lore pieces. There's a lot of writing, and yeah, I mean, it just shows, I guess, you know, how passionate you guys are about the project. So I do love to see that.
Just one wider point on that. You know, there are a lot of creatives in the community, and in fact, one of our sort of objectives, we are an art-based project. You know, and Timpers and Insight, you know, they've said it many times that they're privileged and, you know, to have got into this position where they can express their creativity and be rewarded for it. And, you know, right from the beginning of Chimpers in the Discord before launch, the meme competitions, we had law competitions, all sorts. And there were so many amazing people. You know, and it's like Moon Vibe there has come on and stepped up with the law. A lot of the art that we see and the animations are actually in the dojo made by community members. So wherever possible, we try to look within our community to sort of utilize the skills and uplift those. You know, we also have an art foundation, the Chimpers Art Foundation, and we run regular competitions, different themed competitions where artists create art and we buy it off them and put it into our art foundation OpenSea. You know, it's like an archive as we're going along and growing.
Yeah.
It's really good. So yeah, and we've also got a week, as we have 3 weekly spaces on different topics, but one is for the art foundation where it's called JPEG. Greg runs that, and he brings on a different artist each week and discusses their story. So we're very sort of community driven, and, you know, want to involve the community as much as possible in it. And it's been very successful.
You say you guys do three spaces a week?
Yeah, so on a Tuesday, it's more like a founders AMA. So
Yeah.
we discuss basically what's happening with the project, and we get questions and speculation, but we just say mystery, surprise, and reward. But then on a Thursday, that's the Art Foundation, and then on a Sunday, it's basically they have special guests. Like in a few weeks, they've got Ryan Carson on. So basically extending. And last week, some guys from the community, you know, real business oriented, Bitcoin, you know, real deep thinkers were on and discussing, and just amazing, fascinating to learn about different community members. So yeah, we have 3 spaces a week, and again, that was a community led. They came to us and asked if they could do it, and you know, so we worked something out with them, and we've just built on that with them, and that's amazing. So yeah, and like it all leads back to what I said before. In these, especially these grey times, you know, attention and shining a light, and you know, we try and do that proactively with many different ways.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the fact that you guys are doing 3 spaces a week, that's amazing. Some of the projects I'm in, I'm lucky to get like us 1 space a month. So that is awesome. You guys are doing that. And, you know, you speak of the great times. I did want to ask, cause you know, I believe you guys launched like May and towards the end of May, correct?
Yeah, May 20th was when we dropped. Yeah.
So, you know, that was like kind of right when Ethereum and Bitcoin and all that stuff were heading down. Do you think, I guess, what was your guys' launch like? And, you know, I guess, how has the market sentiment been within the Chimpers?
Go on inside.
Yeah, I guess when we launched, it was very exciting for, you know, a couple of months. Again, we made it quite an immersive and exciting experience with our allow list process. We had a lab, a fictional lab that would peel away different pages of this book that would reveal which allow list would be next, which asset would grant access to the allow list.
Yeah.
And each week we built excitement up about that, and it was really fun, like another storytelling experience. And at the same time, we was announcing lots of big project partners who would get allow lists for our project, and obviously a large portion of the supply was dedicated to the Boring Ape Chronicle holders. And it went really well. I think the way that we executed it was pretty much perfect. There's probably a couple of things that we could have done better, but I think all in all, it was, you know, it couldn't have gone any better. And the drop was great, but obviously, like you say, it kind of clashed with the crash and the downfall of Ethereum for a long while. And I think the market sentiment, it kind of took away the shine from what could have been. You know, I mean, when projects launch, there's a lot of hype for a couple of weeks, but you know, we had our time for maybe a couple of days, and the sentiment did go down. You know, people were panicking, people were worried, and you know, we just stuck to the plan. You know, people were telling us maybe we should delay the launch and wait for a better market condition, but you know, it was like that for weeks. And you know, we just stuck to the guns and put everything out like we always had done, stuck to the plan. And even during the times where things have been down and, you know, people's attitudes have been kind of negative, you know, just stuck to it and carried on and kept releasing the art and the storytelling and, you know, just being involved in the community. And like you said, just before about the communication, I think projects like ourselves, you know, we're always active, we're always communicating and engaging with the community, and I think that's one of the most important things that you can do. Even if there's nothing going on, just being there and just showing that you know, that's what you're doing. And I think that's kind of been what we've been up to.
Just to add a bit of sort of data to that, the ebook itself at one point, because it was once it had been announced that the ebook was an allow list, that there was 3,000, it actually went above 4 ETH at one point. It was just insane, really. And then obviously once Chimpers launched, it dropped, but it coincided also with Goblins released, and we know how huge that was at that point, and it just basically completely stole our thunder, to be honest with you. So we've just we've had different, like, as we've had like different phases of like little washouts of, you know, where ETH's pumped and things like that. But all in all, we've remained quite stable and solid since launch, and really we've not even got going with our adventure yet. So it's really heartening and promising that our community is really, and a testament to these two guys to say again, they've built organically this community, and there's some, I mean, real strong holders, you know, like the biggest collectors in the space, and they've, you know, these guys have developed relationships, and so we've got a real good strong collector base, and we're solid, and you know, as we start on our adventure and things get more exciting and perhaps even the market picks up, you know, the future's bright, and we're really so thankful with where we're at now. You know, it's just really, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, considering everything going on with the market, you guys have held pretty stable between like a 2 to 1.5 Ethereum floor, which, considering what other projects have just gone completely to dust, like, yeah, that's really impressive. And it's a testament to your guys' strong community. I did want to ask about, you know, metaverses. Obviously, we're hosting this show within the Sandbox. Do you guys have any plans, I guess, to explore any different metaverses such as Sandbox, Decentraland, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, we do. You know, we don't own any Sandbox land. We own NFT Worlds,
Yeah.
which I actually minted a couple of those for free at the time, and held all the way up to whatever, and still where they are now. So, you know, and then there's obviously we've got land on the other side as well, being Bored Ape holders, and it's just one of our. He's called Dan, one of our guys who works full time with us. He's sort of a researcher and does all sorts of sub projects. He's actually, you know, just doing an analysis of the different metaverses at the moment. So we haven't actually taken the plunge, but yeah, we'd like a home, but it's, to be honest with you, we've just not made the decision of which way to go at this point. Yeah.
So there's always a possibility, but you know, you guys are still working on your own thing. I was just curious if any metaverse discussions had been brought up. You know, we are coming around. Well, we are at the top of the hour, but we're coming around to almost being on here for an hour. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. I guess a question I usually like to ask is, you know, where would you like to see Chimpers in the next 4 to 6 months? I know that's a long time in the NFT space, but if you were to say, where would you like to see Chimpers?
Well, still strong and established within this space. Hopefully the space is growing and thriving more, but, you know, up there. Well on with T-Back Series 2 and releasing that and adventuring, and but also, you know, with our ultimate goal to be a multimedia brand, you know, just not just within Web3, but, you know, so perhaps partnering with people who have the resources and the tools that we can use. So yeah, so just thriving and growing and building, but not overextending ourselves and releasing. So it's all organic, you know. We're here for the long term, so just building great stuff that the community love, the existing community, and other people really want to be in this community, you know. But yeah, anything to add, guys?
Yeah, I agree. Of course, we want to expand outside of the Web3 NFT space, but inside the space, of course, we want to continue building with the amazing community that we have, and just do cool things that people want to be part of, and really make it an engaging and immersive experience. We're always thinking of ideas, and like pushing ourselves out there to do things differently. And yeah, we think we've done it with the dojo a little bit, because, you know, we like to include things into the lore and the adventure. So yeah, we just want to keep making people feel like they want to be part of it, the adventure ahead, and always exciting. So yeah, we're having an amazing time doing what we're doing. So we want to just continue doing this for sure.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Well, I do appreciate you guys coming on today. Thank you very much. In the stream, if you guys are wanting to check out Chimpers, go to their website, join the Discord, you know, tune into those weekly Twitter spaces. You're going to get a lot of information, a lot of alpha in those. Yeah, the Twitter's right there, Chimpers NFT. I really appreciate everyone watching today, and have a great weekend. We will be live again next week on Monday, so make sure you guys are following our stream. And yeah, we'll see you then. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been great. Really enjoyed it.